Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the EPS Winter 2014 Grand Finals, in fact, for the entire season, as we've had a lot of players competing throughout the entire season in the German region. Even a few Koreans were sprinkled in there for a while to be able to make their way here to the Grand Final of the tournament and fight for some big cash prizes.
Yeah, the playoffs here. 4 players remaining after the entire of the winter season. 3 seasons a year within the EPS. Spring, summer, and winter, and we're here for the final portion of the StarCraft 2 for the EPS of 2014.
Yeah, we are. We're actually going to be jumping in pretty soon to our first semi-final. We have 4 players going to be competing against one another overall. Yep. Our first semi-final is going to be ShoWTime versus Socke, both previous EPS champions. And our second, actually, we can take a look at the bracket and show you exactly what's going to be going on today.
Yeah, so first game is going to be ShoWTime versus Socke. ShoWTime, my favourite to win the whole thing. And then semi-final 2, which will be afterwards, both games being a best of 5, by the way, is going to be, I'm just going to say it, Kung Fu Panda versus Hero Marine. Who's your favourite to win the entire thing?
Yeah, I'm hoping Hero Marine can do well. He's won himself 2 of the last 3 EPS championships. But likewise, you going for ShoWTime. He won one in between 2 Hero Marines. So those 2, the young upstarts of Germany, have been looking really strong as of late in EPS.
Yeah, I think ShoWTime's one of the best. Well, not one, I would say top 5 Protoss in Europe right now. Maybe top 5 is a stretch. I give him top 7. Definitely up there as one of the better players right now. Whereas Socke is just a player who's been, been through everything. He's 27 years old, is a 3-time EPS StarCraft 2 champion himself. He's holding the record alongside Hazuobs. He's a veteran, does very well in these, but I think we can safely say, to be honest, Socke has not had the best 2014 year compared to the likes of these other 3 players in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think also Socke, I mean, he's been playing other games as well. We even participated in a Hearthstone tournament over at Take's Place. And then there's been quite a bit of Heroes too going on there. So this is a little bit of a shot for him to try and get some power back in the German scene for StarCraft 2, for him at least. But again, as you were mentioning, people like ShoWTime are really doing very well right now. Yeah,
I think that he's got a great chance to win this entire thing. He's a 3-time Premier League player, ShoWTime. We casted him twice. 3 times in the round of 32, once in the round of 16, and that's pretty good.
Yeah,
considering the level. I mean, if we're going to compare players to anything, it's always going to be the Premier League, because that is the benchmark of all StarCraft 2 right now in all of it. So pretty successful so far.
Yeah, and then on the other side of the bracket, obviously, before we get into this series, there is Hero Marine, who has won 2 EPS championships, but you were saying before he wasn't doing quite as well recently as he was before?
Yeah, Hero Marine hasn't been playing that much recently. Remember, he's still a student, studying a lot. There's not really many tournaments going on. If you think, again, revolve around WCS, WCS is finished. There's no more World Championship Series this year, so he's kind of slowed down his playing. Of course, the EPS Finals is still here, but he wouldn't have put as much into that. School coming first for him there. So he said that he's not in the best of shape coming into today, but hopefully can still provide some good games.
Yeah, I think he will be able to. Kung Fu Panda, though, on the other side of things, is one of those guys that can probably bring an upset. He was young. He's only now really just been able to take off in terms of the EPS. But regardless of that, let's get into our first game of the day here. Best of 5, as I say, between Socke and ShoWTime, as we load up into merry-go-round for our first series. And up to the top right-hand corner, it's our blue Protoss. It is XMG Socke. And down to the south, it's our red Protoss, representing alternate attacks. It is ShoWTime.
Yeah, ShoWTime, out of all the players in today's tournament, has the most dominant head-to-head record against any other player in here. Against Socke, overall, has 7 wins to 4 when it comes to best of 3s and best of 5s. That's actually pretty good, to be honest. When you look at the EPS in general this season, he finished 6th overall, which isn't the highest, actually, for ShoWTime. 6 out of 8. And I suppose I should explain while this game kicks off the way that how EPS works. If I'm not mistaken, you've been covering it a lot longer than I ever have. Is that each season, spring, summer, winter, consists of 5 online tournaments.
Yes.
5 online tournaments, which do lead, basically qualifiers. 5 online tournaments, and then you get points for however deep you finish.
Yep.
And then by the end of the 5, the top 8 who've gained the most points enter the next stage of the tournament, which is 8 players spread into 2 groups, 4 players in each group. Then the top 2 from those groups, 4 players left, go into the playoffs where we are now.
Perfect.
Right? Okay.
Perfecto.
I was having a read about it before.
And also, overall, those 5 cups actually give the German players and German scene quite a bit of prize money themselves.
€600 each cup, which is pretty good, actually.
Yeah,
and then this
fantastic.
one's 3,000, I think, overall.
Yeah, I think so. It's
no,
for
3,000 for first place. So total prize pool of, well, top 4 that is, about 4,000. Very good.
Yeah, very nice. It really does sustain the German scene quite a lot. I mean, people like Hero Marine and ShoWTime have basically made their careers here so far. Hasu and Socke, they did for a lot, but it's, you know, they've also done pretty well elsewhere. And anyway, let's take a look at the builds.
Yeah, I wasn't watching super closely, but I think this was an 11-gate opening from Socke compared to the regular 13 from ShoWTime. So Socke is rushed out the cybernetics core and also has a pylon on the other side of the map. He's going to start this off with a proxy Stargate.
All right.
So we're going to start this off with a fast Oracle. His opponent knows that this is going on as well. ShoWTime, good player, sees 1 pylon inside the main base, sees a pretty fast cybernetics core and double gas. Should be able to know that it's a proxy some form of structure, and at this rate, you can often guess that it's going to be an Oracle.
Yeah, I mean, look at where he's rallying his first Stalker into the middle of this, into the middle of the mineral line. I was expecting these kinds of strategies to come out from Socke at the very beginning of this. Obviously, it's nice to mix in a PvP, and it's not too bad, but still, I was expecting him to be a bit more aggressive here against ShoWTime because he is a little bit more out of practice.
He's definitely the underdog for sure.
Yeah,
Despite the last time they met was actually this very same tournament exactly 1 year ago. Where Socke was able to win 3 games to 2. But
my God.
Fast forward 1 year, you're gonna. It's a very much different game, different state, and he finds it very easily. So good scout here by Socke. I mean by ShoWTime, sorry.
Really well done. And for now, there's actually going to be the probe coming back, or even the Stalker, I should say, to try and push the mothership core away, which is a bit of a nuisance here, actually, for ShoWTime, as the Oracle is almost certainly going to finish, gets out and starts rallying on across. If he lost the mothership core, that'd hurt.
Yes. Doesn't want to lose that. He has 2 Stalkers to protect his mineral line, but doesn't want to lose the mothership core, which he's going to turn the Stargate off, and he shouldn't lose it.
Probe! So, wow, hero probe overall.
Yeah, well done. And then he's already thrown down the Twilight Council off 1 gateway here, so I think this is a very calm and composed ShoWTime to start the first map off.
Yeah.
No overreacting in the defense. He's got a Twilight Council very fast here. And overall, apart from if you just imagine that the Oracle didn't exist. Hold on 1 second, how many kills are you going to get?
Oh, that's actually going to take
2.
quite a bit of damage, though, as well.
So if you just imagine the Oracle doesn't exist and then compare the 2 builds to each other, faster blink and faster gateways with faster warp gate research. Like, everything in favor of ShoWTime.
Yep, and he's also adding on his robo facility during all of this as well. So playing very, very defensively minded he is, as Socke is following up with Twilight Council himself with Blink.
The only thing that Socke is definitely behind in this game, but the Oracle has the potential to put him back in the lead if he gets into the mineral line. But if he doesn't, then he's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, that probe was moving across there. The Oracle just barely didn't see that.
He's planning an attack. He's definitely planning an attack. So he'll probably leave the mothership core at home to photon overcharge in case that Oracle goes in, and then use his unit advantage and the faster blink advantage to hopefully pick up map number 1.
Oracle might dive back in just a little bit. Mothership core is there and ready, waiting for the photon overcharge, which
and the Nexus has gone down for Socke. He doesn't really know what he's playing against, but a Nexus and 400 minerals away from units is the last thing you want at this point.
Yeah, that's very, very ambitious. And, oh, just one more shot may have just scratched that as that Nexus. For now, how many units does he have? 2 Stalkers against 7?
And Blink is quite far behind.
Yeah, and if he gets the cancellation and is able to kill these 2 Stalkers in the middle that have been caught completely out of spot, that's not good.
No Blink.
No. Oh, dear me. Oh, dear.
Yeah, this is looking very, very good here for ShoWTime.
Yeah, kind of spiraling out of control, unfortunately, for Socke, who loses units in the middle of the map, is going to have this cancelled, and then what really stops ShoWTime here? Warping in a sentry and containing, or even just going for the kill, I mean.
Yeah, there's no photon overcharge. He could go for the kill here. He's going to turn off these 3 gateways.
Oh, jeez. No more reinforcements for you for a while. Only 1 gateway's worth of units. Blink did finish for Socke, so maybe he'll be able to try and keep some of these units alive, but probes are going to have to come off the line to try and hold on against this. ShoWTime with very, very strong blink control himself, actually.
Very solid.
Really good start for him. And the Oracle over the other side wasn't able to do much either. So all of these trades for ShoWTime, I mean, as much as he is losing a few Stalkers here and there, he killed off so many workers with that and even did that number quite nicely. Yeah,
this is just brilliant play here from ShoWTime. He scouted well with the Pro Billy on, knew what he was playing against, adapted very well into the game, defended perfectly, attacked in the counter in a perfect way as well. Just really excellent game from ShoWTime, and it makes me very worried for the rest of the series for Socke, who got outclassed in every way in this game.
Yeah, it was very difficult. Everything was spotted very nicely. Forward overcharge, as well as 2 Stalkers are even there to be able to try and shut that down. Gets a few shots off, but not too much. Did he actually find that? He found this pylon on the left-hand side, so he can kill that off as well. So ShoWTime, I mean, he's more than content in retreating back to this Nexus. He knows the extent of how much his opponent is hurting right now. So why not just play it safe here for ShoWTime?
Yeah, I mean, he can look to end it later on. He knows that in this position from Socke, you either expand and play from a very, very far behind position, or you try to attack in one last-ditch effort to hopefully scrape a win.
Oracle's going to come in once again, but there's so many Stalkers here that that's almost certainly going to fall. And he got a few more kills for his troubles, maybe 1 or 2, but that's about it.
Socke's a veteran. He knows the position he's in. He's actually just going to try and attack and maybe hope to win, but with an Immortal and more Stalkers, there's obviously no way he can. But there's also no way he can if he tries to expand either.
Yeah, even shutting down that pylon on the left-hand side from ShoWTime was great because the 3 Stalkers reinforcing are so far away here for Socke. So by the time he gets over here, I mean, the Immortal and Stalker number that we're seeing here from ShoWTime, not sure how Soccer's going to break it.
Yeah, he can't. He can't break it. So from this position, he knows if ShoWTime knows that he cannot be broken, he has an observer on the other side of the map just saying, he's like, oh, there's the expansion. That's pretty cool news for me. And from this position, ShoWTime has 2 choices. He can throw down 2 more gateways and just go for a big attack of Stalkers, or he could probe up, take the gases on the natural, and look to win at a different stage of the game. But by the looks of it, when he keeps on warping in units, he looks like he's just going to go for the win.
Trying to protect the Mothership Core, doesn't get it though, so that means no high ground vision for Socke, even if he wanted to try and blink into the main base during all of this. And a blink forwards here by ShoWTime. GG, game number 1 goes to him. And yeah, that was pretty good,
Yeah, very solid. Just really good play overall there from ShoWTime. Unfortunately, the risk that Socke took didn't pay off, and he starts this series from behind this best of 5. Socke's got a lot of experience, so he knows how to play around in a best of 5 here. As mentioned before, the last time they did met in an offline setting, Socke was able to win 3 games to 2. Despite that being a year ago, he knows how to play this series out, and despite falling behind early, he'll know what to do in the next couple of games.
And the thing for Socke is, with the wealth of experiences you've talked about, is that a lot of that experience has come from like PvP finals in EPS Germany against Hasuobs for the most part. So even though he is really good in the matchup, right now he doesn't look quite as powerful as you would expect someone like Socke to be against, well, ShoWTime, who right now is really strong.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a big difference here between the young and the old. 27-year-old versus a 20-year-old here. ShoWTime's the up-and-comer. He's been full-time in StarCraft 2 since roughly 2012 now. He's looking for making big impressions on 2015. And if you look at the German esports scene for a while now, Socke and Hasuobs have been on top of it. But it's about time that we're going to see a lot of fresh blood come in with Hero Marine, with Kung Fu Panda, with ShoWTime.
I mean, that's exactly how I phrased it in my preview for this tournament as a whole. These guys, with people like Hero Marine, Kung Fu Panda, ShoWTime, just they bring so much more wealth to the German scene nowadays, which is really nice to see, to the point where we've seen ShoWTime in WCS Europe Premier League. We probably, I imagine in 2015, maybe even seeing people like Hero Marine, if they put more time in, push for those spots in WCS. So I think with these young talents coming through, it's going to be a bright 2015.
Yeah, and ShoWTime challenging for a 2nd EPS championship here. Gathered 1 already in his career. Not quite the level of Hasuobs and Socke yet, but definitely challenging to do so here today. And if we go by game number 1, he's looking very good to do that.
Yeah. And you've got to remember that throughout that championship, he actually beat Koreans on his way to take it. But anyway, let's get into game number 2 as we have spawning up to the top left-hand corner. It's our blue Protoss. It is Socke. And down to the bottom right, it's our red Protoss. It is ShoWTime. And I need to update the scoreboard, so I'll be right back, Sean.
You'll be right back. Just to remind you, it's 1-0 for ShoWTime.
Yes. Perfect.
All right, so King Sejong Station, I don't really know what kind of builds we're going to see out. A lot of this is going to come down to preparation. They've known they were playing each other for a while now. And as you saw by game number 1, Socke thought he had the preparation under wraps. We'll see if he switched it up quite drastically. Obviously doesn't want to lose this map. Could be very difficult to turn this around against ShoWTime.
Yeah.
How are you doing with that scoreboard?
It takes a little while. So bear with me.
It's okay. Can I control your mouse?
You can if you like.
Yeah, I'm going to try to do it from far away.
Alright, sick. With your left hand.
With my left hand. Whoa. There we go.
Which one was this one?
Whoa.
There we go.
Whoa. This is kind of hard.
Did it do it? Is the scoreboard updated?
Yes.
Yeah. Alright. Brilliant.
Whoa. Get back over there.
What are you doing, mate?
Trying to move the mouse with my left hand, stretching over.
Okay, I got you covered.
So the opening's pretty standard, just 13 gateway, 13 gateway.
Alright.
Double gases here. No early scout, so it seems like more of a standardized game here. Trying to take a fast expand, this is not the best map to do it on, so I think we're going to see these kind of one base openers again. Trying to take a fast expand can be difficult. The large ramp is difficult to hold. There's a lot of space for you to mess around on. Socke with a second fake pylon here, and as I say fake, it's if we were to see a very early scout again by ShoWTime, he goes in, sees a lack of pylon and that missing pylon, sees a double gas, and starts to assume what we saw from the previous game. Something like that could be happening again. So Socke just kind of adding that into his game for these 5.
Yeah, it is going to make ShoWTime kind of paranoid, unless, of course, he's super adamant about scouting out around the natural, because actually, on this map specifically, this is quite common in PvP, to actually just hide a pylon down here and anticipate later on that you're going to be going for a Nexus and it will be defended later.
Both players scouting each other's natural areas and their own natural areas just in case there's a proxy. But ShoWTime scouts a lot later in this game, a lot later. So he shouldn't be too paranoid here as he goes in, sees the Cybercore at the same time as well. Probably could imagine that this is the case, that this has been hidden just somewhere very close. Yeah,
have a little look around. Sees one pylon, sees the Chrono Boost into it, and into the gateway even, I should say.
I mean, he doesn't even look. He's not even bothered about a pylon missing or not, because everything's at the same time as his, so he's just assuming there's a pylon back there somewhere.
Yeah.
So the mind game would have worked potentially if ShoWTime had scouted earlier, but he didn't, so whatever. It doesn't matter.
It's kind of interesting overall how that works out. Zocke's plans really don't come to fruition. And the Stargate now on the way here for ShoWTime behind all of this with Sentry Opener for him overall.
He could try an expansion play. He definitely could, even though it's not favored here. It doesn't mean that you can't use it.
Yeah. Ooh. No, I don't think that's going to cross paths. It's just going to be barely out of range. So it would have been nice to get a few shots off on it, but of course the Socke would have come to reinforce.
Okay, so even though the expansion play isn't very popular here and it is weak, at the same time, Socke is saying in this game, well, if I get this expansion up and I actually manage to keep it alive against any form of attacks, then I'm going to be in the lead. It's kind of that simple.
Yeah.
But it's going to be scouted very early on. And with a Stargate opener, Stargate's pretty good against this, to be honest. Oracle or Phoenix, it doesn't matter. You can put Oracle in the main, force out Photon Overcharge while pressure the natural. Whatever the case, ShoWTime is not going to let this pass easily. He will put pressure on.
Yeah. I think it's wise. I mean, he sees the extent to which his opponent has invested into 2 sentries, which is a lot of gas early on, and he even sees the extent of the Stargate being finished now. So Chrono Boost into Cybernetics Core, getting an Oracle out. This is going to be a lot of pressure being applied here by ShoWTime very soon.
He has to go into Phoenix now because he saw the Stargate. He could have gone for a second Oracle, but there's going to be Phoenix more than likely out from Socke, so he just can't build Oracles. Obviously, Phoenixes counter them, but
that's annoying.
Yeah, it is.
And there's a very, very close forward pylon here. The Mothership Core will end up seeing this, but getting that Stalker at the beginning was already a really nice start there for ShoWTime.
Yep. So far, so good. That Stargate is going to be unpowered unless he builds another pylon.
Sentry's come down. Might want to try to throw down some force fields, but...
Oh, man, he's going...
Uh-oh.
Oops.
Oh,
this is just not going very well, is it? This is very difficult to make this happen on this map. It's why it's not that good, and they got scouted very early on. The Photon Overcharge used on the natural, not the main, so the Oracle's going to go in for free kills.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Uh-oh. All right, well, this is kind of spiraling a little bit out of control once again here for Socke, who does not have energy for Photon Overcharge. He doesn't matter about one Stalker. He can just sit around here and focus down these weakened probes.
The series is going out of control.
9 workers, and look how many units are gathering up at the front here against all of this. He has 1 Stalker, 1 Sentry, and 1 Oracle. Arguably, even an Oracle for the defense would have been better than anything, but the Phoenix is going to chase it.
The Oracle.
This is a little bit one-sided, Sean.
This is a completely one-sided series. No doubt.
Wow, he's playing great. ShoWTime is actually playing brilliantly.
Yeah, ShoWtime's challenging for the title here. Socke is
Yeah.
just an obstacle.
Yeah. There's an Immortal out at least, but I'm not sure how this is really going to work out. As long as the Zealots get on top of this army, and even the Phoenix.
He can pick up the Immortal here, it doesn't matter.
Go get the Sentry.
He can go get the Sentry. If he tries to come down to defend it, he can pick up the Immortal. He's going to get the Mothership Core. Just absolutely fantastic play, once again.
Got the Nexus. No force fields to be able to seal this out, and Socke is down and out. He is up the paddle without a creek. Wait a minute, that's the wrong one. Up the creek without a paddle. Sad times for Socke.
Yeah, this is brutal. This is absolutely brutal.
GG. Wow.
2 very fast games.
It's this button and then that one. Perfect. All right. So yes, ShoWTime really making short work of this. Very, very short work. As much as I did know that Socke was a little bit out of form compared to how he normally is in the past, I didn't expect ShoWTime to bring such strong games here. He is making this look like child's play.
Well, it's funny because in the group stages right before the playoffs here, ShoWTime beat Hazwabs and Hero Marine on the way to where he is now. So he's absolutely looking like he's going to take this this championship here. And 3,000 euros for first place is beautiful. And we're talking about what he could gain earning and, you know, get in first place here, and he hasn't even got past the semi-finals yet, but it's just looking like that. I mean, when I looked at the 4 players, I was like, ShoWTime all the way.
Yeah, he looks really, really good. I mean, at the moment, he's on course to beat all the past 3 EPS champions in one fell swoop, basically, aside from him. So, right now, one map basically stands between him and the grand final. It's going to be Catalina. And, yeah, he's looking very, very strong.
I think it's very difficult from this position to know how Socke should approach the next game. I don't really know where he should go, what he should do. You know, maybe the fast expansion was the risk not to take on that map, and maybe he should have saved it for map number 3 here on Catalina because it is a little bit easier to do. But so far, his choices on his strategies have been just... There's Proxy Stargate scouted instantly and defended and deflected.
Yeah.
The expansion... spotted instantly, stopped straight away. Like everything he's trying to do, he can't even try it because he gets stopped instantly.
ShoWTime just has great information. Great information, good awareness. He knows exactly what to do at the right time as soon as he's seen what is being presented with.
There's no hesitation at all. Just instantly knows what to do.
All right, well then, let's get into game number 3. See if ShoWTime can round this out 3-0, because right now he's looking like that way. As we have, spawning up to the top right, it's our red Protoss. It is ShoWTime. And down to the bottom right-hand corner, it's our blue Protoss. It is Socke.
I've had a few tweets coming through that people are liking my winter jumper, my Christmas jumper. I got this last year.
Oh yeah, it was the one from last year, wasn't it? I think you were wearing it on the time that I actually saw you on the flight.
Back into Germany. I didn't wear it out because I didn't have it then. I got it while I was in England.
It was that flight that we didn't know that both of us were on the same flight, and then we bumped into each other. Like, oh, hello.
Yeah.
All right, so I think that was the correct button.
I think I got it from Next. Can you see? Wait.
Yes, you did get it from Next.
There you go.
Do we have Next here in Germany?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
It's a UK store.
Only UK.
So if you type in Google Next Shopping, you'll go to next.co.uk. And they do, by the looks of it, have ordering in Germany. But I don't know if they have this Christmas jumper from last year.
No. If they did, you're just walking around England and finding a lot of people with your jumper. Yeah. You're like, well, okay then. You've started a thing.
I do like it. I'm going to get a new one, though.
Yeah.
I've got a Christmas jumper. It'll be on my Twitter somewhere. I got a Christmas jumper.
Wasn't it the one that looked like Santa Claus?
That's right. You remember?
Yeah,
I got a Santa Claus, and then I wore it with red trousers, too, and I was proper Santa.
You were true Santa then.
I'll find it.
Wow. Well,
I'm going to shift through a year's worth of photos.
You take a lot of selfies,
and
so that's going to take a while.
I'm only in October right now. I'm going back halfway through September. September was a busy month.
Yes.
So, looking at these builds, they are... ShoWtime's got a slightly faster cyber core, but they're pretty similar. God, I'm still in July. What is going on?
You have got a lot of pictures.
I'm scrolling fast.
I need to know actually how many pictures you have on there at some point. Is there a little counter for it? I think there's a little counter for pictures. I think so.
So a much faster Cybernetics call here from ShoWTime, which shows us that it was a slightly faster gateway opening compared to Socke. But I don't know what he's going to be able to achieve with it, because very similar to game number 1 in reverse situations, it's a faster cyber call, but it's going to be spotted instantly.
Yeah.
Like, very instantly.
Where was the probe for Socke? There it is. Okay, so he does
Like, he sees the Stargate. The best way to play against the Stargate is probably Twilight Council. Obviously Blink. Getting close.
Getting close, man. Getting close. Well, this probe came in here as well for ShoWTime. Had a look and saw that the 2 pylons were in the right locations. Do you want me to pull up your screen, Sean? Or no? You have a choice.
Okay, do it.
Okay,
really fast.
Let me. Which button is it?
This is last year's Christmas jumper. Can you do it?
Yes.
That was. Yeah, there it is.
Here we go.
That was last year's Christmas jumper. Ta-da! All right, let's get out of here.
Right, run away.
Okay. Yeah, that was last year's Christmas jumper. Okay. So where are we now?
We are 3
Twilight Council's been put down in response.
Yeah.
Correct response. And Phoenix is going to be used. So it's Blink versus Phoenixes.
And with ShoWTime going to this build, I can't help but feel that he's probably quite confident in his use of Phoenix here. So we'll see if Blink is really going to be able to cause it any trouble. Socke, I know he might take a little bit of damage here. If he loses the Mothership Core early to a Phoenix, that'd be really sick.
Yeah, he doesn't want to lose that.
Ooh, flying on in. Have a looking around. Gets the information he wants. Looks for the Mothership Core. Oh, it doesn't go too far.
No. So, at this point, they're a similar gateway count, if I'm not mistaken, but Blink versus Stargate. The Blinker can potentially attack, but it has been spotted, the pylon, and that's a faraway pylon and probe, and the probe's going to get picked up, which is a nuisance, because if he'd gotten closer, he could have attacked, potentially. But this is buying ShoWTime quite a bit of time to build up quite an air fleet, which could eventually deal with Blink Stalkers, especially with the robotics facility coming in. He can go up to Immortals, but he's going to have to sit pretty for now on one base. There's no way he's expanded. Socke can. There's no way he can expand because he can't defend it with Phoenixes alone. He can defend one base because the Mothership Core assistance is great, but defending 2 is hard.
ShoWTime kind of, he gets what's up. He spotted the Nexus instantly as it went down. Saw the extent to how many Stalkers are out here as well. So maybe he'll try and wiggle around and get a few probes here. Phoenix is surprisingly tanky, so even that, doesn't manage to get out. But that was a lot of shots going into that Phoenix. It stuck around for a while. And
from this position, you can expand to ShoWTime because you know your opponent's defending his probe line. So he should be throwing down his Nexus. And then, even though the Nexus is like 60 seconds apart, if he kills probes like he's doing, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's alright. It's an alright opener.
Yeah.
And he has a nice tech position as well, with the robo facility being down as quickly as it is. Socke, wow, straight into Forge. Very, very fast here to try and get some plus weapons upgrades out.
Yeah, ShoWTime should be doing the same.
Yeah. And he'll get in here, and he might even get the Mothership Core. Goes for a Sentry. Nice pickup.
Nice trap.
Scooting. Scooting. Did he see the Forge? I think he did. Oh, no, he didn't.
No, he didn't. He's throwing down his own Forge. There shouldn't be... If Socke gets a cancel on this Nexus, it's the best thing in the world, but I don't think he's got enough units. Not with the Phoenix support, too.
Yeah. Phoenix actually trailing around and looking for opportunities at the natural.
If he gets the cancel, this is really big.
Yeah, it is.
No, he's going to get it.
There's no Immortal or anything.
He's going to get it.
Yeah. There's not really too much for him to stop it with that. He's going to walk down. The Immortal's there. But nice focus on for one of those sentries. The Immortal is going to try and hold strong here, but there's not that many units to be able to help it. Nice force field. Actually keeps it out. Is he actually going to keep this Nexus alive?
Well, Photon Overcharge is ready as soon as the Nexus is.
Wow.
That is pretty impressive there. If he keeps it. Photon Overcharge.
He's committed now.
Yeah, woo.
Oh my god.
Nice play.
What were the Phoenix doing meanwhile? Did they get more kills? No.
Nice play indeed.
Not sure that's the right way you want to go. Well, loses a free Phoenix basically there, but at least he kept his Nexus alive during all of this. And he's got a Nexus Immortal on the way.
And what's the probe difference?
33 to 29.
Yep. And so it's pretty much ShoWTime in the lead again. More probes. Doesn't have the robotics bay, just spotted it. So he may throw down his own in a second. Always want to try to keep par pretty much with your opponent, and there's not too much of a difference, so... He'll take the gases on the natural as well in a second, so he can, there you go. So he can get +1 attacks. He hasn't got that yet. That's the only thing that Socke does have a lead with, is that +1 attack.
Yeah. And now we really find out the long-term game plan of Socke, who has basically forced it into this situation with his opener. So let's see how well he's going to be able to fare.
To be honest, it'll probably be 3 bases. The thing is ShoWTime's got Phoenixes and can consistently scout over and over and over. And the way to pull off an attack, it's not like Zerg, where you build a round of units and go. It's you need to build the gateways, and the gateways need time to build up. You can see the gateways building, and it's like an alarm before the attack's even ready to go.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult to pull off a 2-base attack. So usually you just see your opponents going into 3 bases. Why is ShoWTime building a Forge? I swear he built a one earlier, didn't he?
No,
oh, he cancelled it.
He didn't actually have one on the way.
Oh, I thought he did.
I think you probably looked at Socke's and it was like taking a while to build. And but yeah, the Forge is on the way now. So
Socke should take a 3rd soon, and definitely put his game plan around his +2 attack advantage. I don't know if he knows about the lack of Forge, but he knows that his is pretty fast. I know that. I don't know if he knows his opponent's. Yeah, he's seen the Forge, so game plan around the +2 or +3.
Yeah, Chrono Boost into Thermal Lance here, though, for ShoWTime, trying to get that out quickly. He doesn't have any Colossi out just yet, whilst we have Socce's first one just popping out before. I think the Phoenix did actually spot that one, but, I mean, he spotted the Robobait way earlier anyway, so looks like ShoWTime might want to establish himself a 3rd base a little bit quicker than Socke
they
here.
Definitely both should be taking 3rds, but it just depends on who takes it greedier, and I think that ShoWTime maybe, because there's 2 gateways coming in for Socke, obviously a bit safer before he does. Going up to a total of 4, 5 in total, and then I don't know how many ShoWTime's on, but not too many. 3 maybe?
And that Hallucinated Phoenix is actually checking the 3rd location, but not really getting to the right spot.
So 4 additional gateways from Socke. That's up to like 7 now?
It's quite a few.
Is he trying to build an attack off 2 bases into his +2 attack? The thing is the reason why these 2-base attacks are not that good is because your opponent should be scouting it always. Right now, ShoWTime's scouting it. He sees the gateways. Yeah, I saw in the minimap.
Oh, okay, there. Yeah,
so he sees all these gateways, and now he adds on a bunch of his own and can prepare mentally, have the high ground and defensive advantage not to die to this.
Yeah.
This is why this shouldn't be a 2-base attack. It should be 3-base.
The one boon of Socke is the fact that he did have +1 weapons so long ago, thus his +2. It will give him a bit more firepower, but will that be able to trump positioning over ShoWTime? Unless ShoWTime throws himself into a wrong spot. So.
Definitely shouldn't. ShoWTime kind of far behind with this. The 3rd base from Socke is going to go down. Despite the advantage in supply being in favor of ShoWTime, the faster 3rd and the +2 attack's pretty healthy for Socke. Is he moving out? Did he fake that he was going for a 3rd and then push out?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, he's going to hit his +2. His game plan's always around the attack upgrades. It's just deciding how he was going to hit it. But I'm not sure he could capitalize.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult. How many Stalkers? 15 Stalkers. They're going to have to really do a lot of
he sees the army. ShoWTime sees the army moving across the map.
Yeah.
He spreads out. You got Photon Overcharge, Guardian Shield. Maybe you can get a couple of Force Fields in. There's no 3rd for ShoWTime. I don't think this works, even with the +2 attack.
Oh, that probe might fake him out. Oh, okay. So he's not actually going to go up to the 3rd
no,
location.
You can't attack up that. The 3rd has to get planted.
Much. It's way too much.
4 more Stalkers, though. He's going to try.
He has Blink, right, so technically he could Blink up here. The majority of his army is actually very mobile to get up that ramp, but look at this, the repositioning here of ShoWTime. Oh.
Yeah.
No, you can't go.
He can't attack into this.
Oh, okay.
Defensive posture's way too good.
The Time Warp here to try and slow this army down from getting down to the natural. This is an opportunity here for Socke, but I don't even think he's going to get there in time.
Well, the Colossus at the front is pretty bad for ShoWTime, but his Zealots are in bad position as well, so it is pretty good for Socke, but once they reposition 4 Colossus to 3, it's not working.
Yeah, it's not working at all. He was looking for an opportunity during all of that. It's actually 4 Colossus to 4 now, but ShoWTime just has more.
Well, he's about to have Zealot Charge and Equalize in terms of the upgrades now. So his +2 is almost done. The window is closing, and I didn't think this would be the way to do it. Socke falls back to a 3rd now, so he can work on +3 attack, but he's not going to kill ShoWTime.
He lost his Mothership Core as well during all of this, so he doesn't really have too much space control in terms of like Time Warp if he wants to throw that down. The Mothership Core as well on the way for ShoWTime here, but again, with the shorter reinforcement point here for these Colossi, it was always going to be very difficult for Socke leading on from an attempt there. Ooh, don't take too much damage there. If he threw up a Guardian Shield, he would do so well in this fight with ShoWTime. He's actually going to pursue.
Yeah, can jump up though.
Yeah, it's going to be always difficult to keep that chase going, and doesn't want to go too far forwards with his Colossi alone if Socke was to try and jump on that, but in the end does not. Third base is going to go down for ShoWTime behind this.
Yeah, +3 attack on the way now. ShoWTime looking to put some counter pressure on. He's got the bigger army. He kept his Colossus alive despite everything of the position not being ideal. And from this position, Socke is pylon blocked. He's in a bit of trouble. Well, can he hold this? It's a little bit... I don't think he can. 97 to 78.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult. His Colossi are going to have to be pre-spread very nicely, but the problem for him is he doesn't really have too much map vision, so he doesn't know where the attack's going to be coming from, which is going to hurt him in the long run. It's not just going to be a full frontal assault, but this concave for ShoWTime is already very nice.
Yep, this is going to be potentially the final attack here. The Zealots jump right in, which is ideal for this fight for ShoWTime.
Yeah, 6 Colossi against 6, and the Time Warp was holding them on strong there, but 1 or 2 of these Immortals still surviving for ShoWTime during all of this is really, really helpful, because once all the Stalkers are gone, those Immortals, as well as Colossi, get on top of Socke's, and they're going to be able to rip them apart.
A very, very impressive performance in game 1, 2, and 3 here from ShoWTime.
Yeah, he's going to kill off the rest of this army. These 2 Colossi don't stand too much of a chance. There is a little bit of harassment going on at the third base, but it really doesn't matter at this point. Socke was trying to get this position. GG, as ShoWTime will be victorious. 3-0. Very, very impressive result, and he moves on to the grand finals.
Yeah, brilliant play. Very dominating, and like mentioned throughout the cast, really, he's challenging for first place here today. And he definitely showed he has what it takes to win the whole thing.
Yep. So unfortunately for Socke, it won't be another EPS championship, but it may be for ShoWTime going into our finals. And that means now we move on to our second semi-final very soon. I can actually show you the bracket, not quite updated yet with ShoWTime there, but let's take a quick look at that. As ShoWTime has moved through into that final position in our next semi-final, Kung Fu Panda versus Hero Marine.
Yeah, Kung Fu Panda, I'm just going to call him.
That's fine.
Versus Hero Marine. This should be a closer series, much closer series. I think Hero Marine on a good day is much better than Kung Fu Panda. But Hero Marine's a little bit out of shape right now, a little bit out of practice, so we'll see how that goes. Both pretty much the youngest 2 players that Germany at this level has to offer. Kung Fu Panda 16, just recently turned, and Hero Marine 17 now. 2 very young players trying to do their best.
All right, so that means now we're going to go to a break. It might be a little bit of more of a prolonged break because we're basically waiting for the German stream to catch up with us. There's interviews and things like that going on the German stream. So join us in just a little bit.
Not too sure how long.
Yeah, it roughly takes around maybe 15-20 minutes, so it's quite a prolonged thing normally in the EPS championship at least. So join us after the break, guys, when we'll have our next semi-final here from the EPS Winter 2014 season.